A bipartisan group of politicians and community leaders is standing against regulations proposed by the EPA they say would severely hurt the state. Michael Sandlin takes us inside the rally where leaders fight for the fate of the gas-powered car.
I want everybody to turn around. If you've got a sign, hold it up and look at the cameras. Turn around and look at the cameras. That is America out there. Tell them to save our jobs. Save our jobs.
Save our jobs. Don't take away our cars. Fears that stem from potential new regulations from the EPA that would require automakers to significantly reduce emissions starting in 2027. Experts say it would mean seismic changes to the auto industry, predicting 67% of all vehicles in production would be electric by 2032. But this panel of Democrats and Republicans alike say it's something this state isn't ready for.
First of all, it can't be achieved. In 2023, 554,575 automobiles were sold in Ohio, and 16,562 of them were electric, 2.99%. And we have a federal law that's going to require that 67% of them be accomplished in a few short years. Is that unrealistic or what?
In the past few years, President Biden has been making strides to try to close that gap. Last April, he signed a bipartisan infrastructure bill that allotted some $7.5 billion in EV charging stations and $10 billion in EV batteries. But leaders like County Commissioner Anita Lopez, a fellow Democrat, expressed concerns that even with investment, the county infrastructure isn't there to support such a massive increase so soon.
We are now just getting internet and access to internet in rural communities, in central city communities. How are we going to make EV vehicles chargers in the central city, in the rural community? This has not been thoroughly thought through.
And State Representative Josh Williams says even if the chargers are there, the average American can't afford an electric vehicle.
The single mother in our community that's working 3 jobs to put food on the table and a roof over her head cannot afford a $70,000 electric vehicle.
And what will happen to the oil refineries like Cenovus or Marathon? Local 500 was there to show support as well, agreeing with the panelists that these EPA standards would be too much too soon. Currently, the EPA's proposal is under review by the White House, and they're expected to decide on these policy changes next month. For WTOL 11, I'm Michael Sandlin.
The EPA hopes to reduce vehicle emissions starting in just 3 years, with a 56% reduction in average greenhouse gas emissions by 2032. These standards from the EPA do not mandate the use of technology used to reach these goals. Zero emission and internal combustion engine technologies will play a role in meeting those standards. A Toledo environmentalist says there are other ways to target emissions.
And they'd be looking at things like mass transit. That's where jobs are more than the just regular automobile industry. That's where we can start to deal with the climate and environmental crisis.
The proposed reductions would prevent more than 900 million tons of CO2 emissions.